Hello everyone. So in this video, I wanted to quickly talk about this URL, this particular page on Atlassian website. So this particular page has a lot of information. If you click on this link, I'll share the link of course, and you will find this link in each and every video where I talk about Jira REST API. And the reason I'm talking about this page probably like 10th time is because I get a lot of inquiries, lot of people ask me about, okay, can we do this using Jira REST API? Can we do that? And I thought I'll probably share this one more time because I think there is no harm in repeating yourself for the benefit of a lot of people who are trying to solve their problems. So let us say you're trying to do something with Jira. Let us talk about retrieving something, like retrieving the information. Now, I have been making a lot of videos on REST API, but of course, I don't really want to cover each and every endpoint. My intention was to share the approach, like how you can talk to Jira using, let us say, maybe scripts, or maybe automation rules, or maybe using nothing but Talend API Tester or Postman. And recently, I have been making videos sharing different shell scripts that you can use. Basically, those are simple scripts, but you can do a lot of wonderful things. But if you want to know whether you can do it or not using Jira, I highly recommend you to take a look at this page first and bookmark this page. If you are a Jira administrator, or maybe you're doing something with Jira a bit more than normal people, like when I say normal people, I'm talking about people who use Jira as a tool to maybe take a look at their list of activities that they have to work on. So if you're doing anything in Jira and you are trying to do a bit more than what normal people do, then try to use REST API because you can do a lot of wonderful things. Now, talking about the possibilities, the most simplest thing that you can do is Control F on this page. And if you press Control F, it will basically open this pop-up. Or you can also try to type in or press the / and it will bring up this box here. So type in here things like get user. Now a lot of people ask me this question, like can we get user? So you can actually do a lot of things, like if you're using this endpoint, it will give you the output, and maybe a list of user, or maybe information about a specific user. This is of course just one example, and when you're working with REST API, you have to understand that there are different methods. If you're trying to retrieve something, like just retrieve the information that maybe you can consume, you have to use get method. And by looking at the endpoint, for example, let us take a look at on the left hand side. Let us start with groups. So if you want to do, let us say you want to retrieve the list of groups. So there is one endpoint which is now deprecated called get group, but I believe you can also use something like find group to do exactly the same thing, or maybe a bit similar. So if this method will tell you what this endpoint, or what you can do with this endpoint. If you're trying to do something in Jira, like you're trying to create, let us say you want to create an issue. And by the way, while you're on a specific endpoint, let us say you're trying to retrieve the group information. Of course, take a look at the endpoint, which is the most important thing. And when you hit this endpoint, you will get a JSON. Now, if you look here on this particular page will give you some examples, like how to do it using curl, how to do it using Node.js, Java, Python, PHP, or maybe Forge application. So you have plenty of examples. And the most simplest thing that you can do is, of course, use curl. If you're on Linux or Mac, you can straight away copy this. Of course, you have to make sure you're using the right, you have to basically generate a token and base encoded with base 64. And I've talked about this many times, but you can actually straight away copy this. In my case, I have my base 64 encoded token stored in my environment variable. So I just use one variable here, so that I don't have to like type in the Like for example, if I'm showing you a script, I don't have to show you my token because I don't want to. I don't really want you to do things on my Jira instance, but this is something that you can do straight away. Copy and paste this. Now to let us say create an issue, you can of course click on the create issue. I mean, on the left hand side you have this navigation. Now for create issue you have to use post, and you can see here, like of course you have to pass in whenever you're posting something. You have to, let us say, create an issue, or maybe you want to add a comment or add a work log. You have to specify the body in a JSON format, and you can see here that there is an example what kind of things you can do, and this is actually applicable for things like when you want to edit an issue. I mean, it is possible that you may want to edit an existing issue using this endpoint, but the method is put. Similarly, for deleting an issue, you have to use a delete method, and when you're making a REST call, you have to make sure that you are using the right method. For example, if you look at the curl command, you can actually see here what this command is doing with this endpoint. Similarly, for the edit, you can see here the example which will tell you what this endpoint, what you're doing with this endpoint. So I highly recommend you to take a look at, I mean, again, if you're asking questions about can you do this using REST API, then this particular page should be bookmarked. I don't really use browser bookmarks, but I have this in my history. So whenever I'm doing something with REST API and I'm not really sure, so I just type in Jira REST and it will come here in my history, and I can quickly take a look at what I can do. And one more thing that I want to recommend is always try to keep a list of things. For example, list of different endpoints or whatever you're trying to do with the REST API handy. For example, I normally use the browser, like Talend API Browser Tester or Postman, or not really Postman, but I used to use like Postman slightly. I mean, I have used it in bits and pieces, but not really. I'm not really an expert, but I prefer maintaining my scripts somewhere. So if you look at this repository, Jira Shell Scripts, I do have this, apart from this public repository of various shell scripts that I have been creating recently for you guys, trying to help you in understanding how to write a script, how to do simple things with Jira. So maintain your own list somewhere. Maybe feel free to clone this repository, and in this repository I'm basically trying to make sure that I have one script for doing something very simple like get field. And the idea here is, of course, I mean, this information is actually very much similar to what you have already on the documentation, but this is like a working thing for me. I mean, because this is coming directly from my computer. Whenever I have a new script, I of course push it to my repository, but based on my environment variable where I'm storing the credentials, I'm actually able to make REST calls like actually on my Jira instance. And one thing that I probably need to improve is I am using the URL, which is right now hard coded. I need to replace it with maybe a variable, of course. I'll do that. And try to maintain your own list. And the reason is that although you may have the information in the documentation, great, but the documentation might not tell you each and everything. I mean, let's say you're looking at an issue, you want to work on the JSON body, or maybe you want to test something. If you have this working example, you will be able to do your work much quicker, because when you have different examples, like in my case, I have different shell scripts. If I need, I can actually combine these things together. For example, if someone is asking me, okay, can you please get me a list of all the projects or all the issues for a specific project and dump it into a CSV, I can of course do it from Jira, but because I have my own shell script, I can do it maybe by simply running a command. I do a lot of things like adding my work log, or maybe if I want to know the field type, and maybe if I'm trying to retrieve the field information, I of course run a script and I can do it immediately without going to the documentation. So documentation is something that you should refer to, and go back to the documentation, refer to it again and again, but try to use the information in your own working script somewhere. In my case, I prefer either, as I mentioned before, the browser extension or shell scripts, because I want these examples to be working all the time. And from time to time, I also change my token, and this is something that I do because I think it is a good practice. Every few weeks, generate a new token and use it in your scripts. Of course, for safety purpose, because you never really know. Maybe someone can get hold of your token, and they can do something not desirable on your Jira instance. So, just trying to share a few things that I do. So, do bookmark this page and maintain your own scripts. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.